occasionally I'll make a video on this channel, an attempt to give answers. But sometimes it results in more questions, such as, why? And what the heck is that? And that's fair, because as most of you probably already know, recently I did a video about tank engines, giving the general synopsis of the main types and what constitutes a tank engine and all that, but in it I mentioned that on occasion, rarely, but sometimes, tank engines were streamlined? And it's one of those things where it's like, wait. You can't just say that and not explain what the heck is... What? It seems many of you didn't even know those were things, and that's also fair. And the ones that did know seem to reside in one of two places: Germany or Hungary. That is, again, fair, given that you are the two particular locations that did this on at least 3 different occasions. Once in Hungary and twice in Germany. I'm not familiar with any other time where a company did this. The streamlining of the tank engine thing was not something that most saw as reasonable, since the whole point of streamlining was for, fast express service. And tank engines were pretty much never on express service because, well, they didn't have the range for that, or the speed most of the time. So why the heck would Hungary and Germany, do that? Why? Why are you like this? Okay, well, let's talk about it, because they had legitimate reason, and the locomotives in question did work. They functioned in the vein that they were supposed to. We're going to start with Hungary, and the MAV Class 242. These were steam locomotives of the Hungarian state railways, and they only ever built 4 of them. They were 444Ts, and yes, they were indeed streamlined. Tank engines. What the heck? The situation that Hungary was facing was that they were in a pretty poor state when it came to their railways. World War I had done a number on them, as it did to many countries that experienced it. And then they were hit by things like the Great Depression, and that was good too. Meaning that a lot of their infrastructure was old, outdated, needed refurbishment, and it just wasn't happening. By the mid-30s, they needed a faster express service, something that could get people from place to place at a much quicker pace, which required a new locomotive. They pushed for a design speed of at least 75 miles per hour, 120 kilometers per hour, but they couldn't make it heavy, because the state of the track was, frankly, just bad. And they didn't have the money to refurbish the lines appropriately. So they needed an engine that was both fast and light. And they also decided they wanted to streamline whatever it was. In the end, they went with a tank engine because of the low weight. Their expresses were only about 4 to 5 coaches, so it wasn't like they were expected to pull anything super heavy anyway. But the big, major reason they went with a tank engine is because they wanted fast turnaround times. A tank engine, remember, can go in both directions equally well. It doesn't have to use a turntable to turn around. They don't have to go forwards. It can go backwards just fine. Meaning that they didn't have to worry about turning the locomotive around to go back and forth between stations. The 444T was also weird in and of itself because of the center 4. For an express locomotive by this point, they were using Pacifics, which are 6 drivers in the middle, not 4. One of the only exceptions was over in America with the Hiawathas, the Milwaukee Road Class A. But that was for very specific reasons, and they got away with being Atlantics. They were 442s. In this case, it really was to get the weight down, because they really couldn't afford to make this thing very heavy. Plus, it was only expected to have a range of about 160 miles, 250 kilometers, so it didn't have to have a tender. It really could just be a tank engine. And the design went ahead, being produced between 1936 and 1939, and they only ever built 4, but they were good. They worked. They did exactly what Hungary wanted them to do. In fact, they probably would have built more, but then World War II happened. That kind of threw a whole monkey wrench into the whole thing, so they never made any more. Regardless, though, they performed admirably on delivery. They had very few teething issues. They hit their design speed as advertised, and they were noted for being very smooth riders, very comfortable to work with. In some aspects, they could even exceed their design speed. While they were supposed to be only 75 miles per hour, in testing they hit 94 miles per hour. And in 1961, one of them, 242.002, set the Hungarian speed record for steam engines by hitting 100 miles per hour. So yes, in Hungary, the steam locomotive speed record is owned by a tank engine! Go figure. Sadly, 002, the record holder, was scrapped, but her sister, 001, did survive into preservation. She was a park engine for a while, but restored to running condition in 2002, and now dwells at the Hungarian Railway Museum, used for enthusiast special trains. So hey, that's really nice actually. But, what about Germany? Germany had two different tank engine designs that were streamlined. Why? First, we're going to talk about the LBE 1-3, or the DRG Class 60s. These were a set of 3 locomotives that were, yes, tank engines that were streamlined. Their real arrangement was 242 Ts, but wound up with a top speed of 75 miles per hour, very similar to the Hungarian outing. And they actually went with tank engines for pretty much the same reason. It was for push-pull service. They had to be able to go backwards just as well as forwards, and the route was relatively short, so it made more sense to them to make it a tank engine. And at this time in history, streamlining express service locomotives was just like the thing. Everybody's doing it. It doesn't matter if it's a tank engine. It has to be streamlined. Make it look fancy, you cowards! And they did. These locomotives ran train services between Hamburg and Lübeck. Though when the lines were nationalized in 1938, they were redesignated DRG Class 60. Their duties wouldn't change until World War II began in 1939. At that point, they were all withdrawn because there really wasn't much of a use for them, well, with the war going on. Express services were cancelled for the most part. 60001, the first of the sisters, was used for heating during the war, but went missing during that time. No one actually knows what happened to her. So probably blown up in a bombing run or scrapped for metal or something. No one's sure what happened. The other 2 sisters ended up in the Deutsche Reichsbahn over in East Germany. 002 worked in Berlin until 1958 and was scrapped in 1962 at Leipzig. 003 remained in service till 1954 and was scrapped sometime after that. So all 3 of these interesting locomotives are now gone. But as I said, Germany had one other kind of streamlined tank engine, and those were known as the DRG Class 61s. These were built by Henschel for the Henschel-Wegmann train service with the Deutsche Reichsbahn, and they were actually meant to compete with diesels, which is probably why they went with the tank engine design, because the thing about diesels is that they can go back and forth pretty easily without much of a problem. That's one of their strengths as well. So a tank engine was probably necessary for that purpose alone, because they needed it to act like a diesel. Plus they needed the locomotive to be fast, but also keep to a specific timetable, so turning around wasn't an option. They just didn't have time for that. They also had to make them especially light, as well as the coaches too, while at the same time making sure that onboard fuel and water supplies were sufficient. So this was a delicate balancing act. A lot of engineering went into making this work, and the end result was a 464T. So these had 6 drivers, and in the end, they could hit a blistering pace of 109 miles per hour without any friggin' problem. They were blindingly fast by steam locomotive standards, and by tank engine standards. That's... What? What? You're a tank... No! Thomas is scared of you! The speed! The power! Germany! Mad science at it again! Granted, it's worth mentioning that hauling the train could only reach 99 miles per hour, but still, what the heck, Germany? The scheduled service between Dresden and Berlin that these locomotives carried out was completed in just 102 minutes. 109 miles and 102 minutes, and that time has not since been beaten on that particular route, even now. This was an insanely successful outing, and 001 did have a sister, 002, but they weren't identical twins. 002 was a 466T. She had an extra set of trailing wheels. She also had a drive with 3 cylinders and a bigger set of supply tanks to improve her range. That's why she had the extra set of wheels in the back. And when it came to punctuality, 002 was actually a bit better than 001. She was an improvement. And she even got smoke deflectors, which 001 never had. The two engines served faithfully right up until the start of World War II, which seems to be a running theme with the German locomotives. Naturally, their regular operations ceased when the war began, and 001 was at first allocated for heating duties. But in December of 1940, she was once again doing express services, but only sparingly, not doing that super often, likely owed to the whole bombs thing, if I had to guess. And from 1943 until the war ended, she was housed at the Reichsbahn repair shop, who protected her. She began working a bit again in 1945. 001 wound up in the British zone at the end of the war. She was allocated to BW Hanover, but wasn't used super often. She was inspected in 1947, and then 1948 sent over to Bebra, where she did regular service once again until 1949. Eventually she'd be withdrawn for an overhaul, and then put back into service in 1950. But she suffered an accident in 1951, sadly suffering very serious damage. She was not repaired, and scrapped in 1957. But her sister's story is a bit different. 002 was in Dresden, and worked with the passenger trains there. But because she was a unique design, a specialized engine, maintenance on her was always kind of freaking annoying. She didn't share a lot of components with other adjacent engines, and post-World War II Germany was going through it because they had been very, very naughty. And didn't have a lot of money, so dealing with high maintenance costs was not really on their list of priorities, so they didn't use her for actual service super often, but they did like having her around for experimental testing because of her high speeds. Eventually, though, it was decided that they were going to convert her in 1961 by the Deutsche Reichsbahn in East Germany. And they were not going to keep her a tank engine. She was going to be converted into a tender engine for very high speed trials. They needed an exceedingly fast engine, one that could exceed 160 kilometers per hour, for the Research Institute at Wes M. Halle. 002 was taken into the shops and completely changed around. She was given a brand new boiler, meant for a Class 22, parts and bits that were used for an unsuccessful high-pressure steam locomotive, H45024, and a tender taken from locomotive 44468. Additionally, her inside cylinder, well, she did keep an inside cylinder, her originals were replaced with new ones. She was also fitted with some newer technology, a Riggenbach counter-pressure brake, and a Geissel ejector that works kind of like a feed water injector, but is not a feed water injector. It's a bit different. Her conversion saw her become a 462, a Pacific-type steam locomotive, and she was redesignated 18201. In 1967, she was converted from coal to oil firing, and overall, the conversion was a top-tier success. She performed flawlessly and stayed in service for a great deal of time into the 1970s. Granted, East Germany used steam locomotives a lot longer than most places, but she was, for a time, their pride and joy, and she attained a top speed of 113.3 miles per hour. True, she didn't beat the Mallard's record, but that did make her the fastest operational steam locomotive in the world, because the Mallard hasn't been in service in decades. She also happens to hold the record for having the biggest drivers ever fitted to a Pacific-type engine. Her driving wheels are 2.30 meters in diameter. They are large drivers. And since 1980, she hasn't done regular service anymore, but has been used to haul heritage trains, sometimes equipped with a second tender to enhance her range. It seems that she is not going anywhere. But it's weird to think that, we're talking about a Pacific now. Weren't we talking about streamlined tank engines? She was a streamlined tank engine! That's what she was born as. But in her case, she was converted to a very successful Pacific-type locomotive. And in terms of original form, well, there's still at least one over in Hungary. Remember, 001's still around, hanging out, chilling, being a streamlined tank engine. It's so weird that this is even a thing, but it was. And hey, it worked. It did what they needed it to do. But their needs were so specific that this wasn't attempted by pretty much anyone else that I'm familiar with. I'm sure someone in the comments could be like, well, actually, yeah, it probably happened on occasion. There's probably one example I'm missing, but Hungary and Germany are the big two places that are known for doing this exact thing only because of their very specific needs. Because otherwise, generally speaking, for an express service, which is the only place you would put streamlining, if you're a logical person, you'd want a tender engine. But in these cases, it was something that they needed, and it worked! In all three situations. None of these engines turned out bad, remember? They all did exactly what they were supposed to do, so they were successful. So you can't knock them too hard, now can you? Till next time, this is Darkness, and I bid you all a fun farewell. A brief addendum to this video before I actually finish it. I know I said I had no more examples, but that's not true. There's one more. In America. Yeah, I know. The last place you'd expect to find a streamlined tank engine on the basis that we barely had any tank engines at all, but Southern Pacific did have number 567, an 060 tank engine, originally constructed in 1903 by Baldwin. She was originally numbered 1108 and was a tender engine, but was converted to an 060T in 1939, and during the conversion, they gave her their daylight style streamlining. Now, you may be wondering why they opted to do this, and the answer is I have no friggin' idea. Because her entire existence at this point was being a shop switcher. All she was doing, well, switching, shunting, whatever you want to call it. There's really no need to be streamlined at that point, is there? Well, no. So as for why Southern Pacific gave her this, no one seems clear on the exact reason beyond style points? That seems to be the only logical explanation for this. Even though that's barely logical at all. She was eventually scrapped at an unknown date. So yeah, that was a random thing Southern Pacific decided to do. I don't know why. Just, the more you know.